All right, what's up, you guys? Hope everyone's doing well. Today, going to be going over the one break-even trade I took. Honestly, uh, pretty interesting price action today. We're really in the thick of the holiday season here with the way these markets are moving. So yeah, just going to go over the price action, the one trade that I took, and yeah, let's get into it. So there's execution. I'll get into that in a little bit. So going into open, the bias was a little bit tricky, but overall leaning bearish to London lows. So we had London lows here. We took Asia and put an SMT at the previous daily high with ES. So at this point, I'm obviously bearish to London lows. Like, that was just very, very obvious. The only question in my eyes was, would I be able to get a long off of London lows, Judas swing higher to previous day high, or would I get a continuation model down to the 4 hour? So essentially, I was just looking to see what we were going to do at open, because the London lows are really obvious. And so at open, we immediately took London lows, tapped inside. This was a 15-minute fair value gap up here. So that was going to be my condition to be bullish initially. And then in here, there actually was a 30-second that I was watching to be the Judas. If we got this on this first candle, I would have taken this. But after we took, a bunch of candles to actually displace through this, this is just no longer valid in my eyes. Excuse me, as we also generate this low resistance liquidity here on the 30-second. So at this point, this fails, obviously. Not that bad of a setup, when we're not displacing through the inverse with within one or two candles, it just becomes low probability. We also did put in an SMT at the data high, or no, at this internal high. So after that, we sold off here we had a 4 hour. We're inside a 4 hour fair value gap as well as the discounted 4 hour. We also had an hourly fair value gap down here, and then a 15-minute inside. So it was mainly just seeing how we reacted off of these levels. And we tapped the 4 hour here. There was a good 30-second long here, but I did not end up taking this just because I want to see how the 4 hour candle closed. We also did have 10 a.m. news. This was definitely the setup of the day, though. Right here. This 30-second. We also had an unfilled 5-minute above. It was right here, actually. This is also a devil's mark, so really high probability drawing liquidity. Could have gone a 1-to-1 here. You also could take the 1 minute. I just wanted to see how this 4 hour candle closed, because if we were going to inverse this fair value gap and potentially this fair value gap, then I'm going to be bearish to the new week opening gap low that we have yet to fill. Maybe we'll fill it. We'll see if it's protected before we're running up the rest of the sell side. But I faded this long here. So at this point, I know we're about to open up a 15-minute. So we come up, respect the 4 hour. If I'm going to be bullish, I want to see an open low, high close to come up and run the data high. We had PPI today, which was super low volume, which makes sense because the VIX is back below 20. But essentially to just turn this into a buy model. So I want to see what we did here off of the 15-minute. I was looking at this 5-minute as continuation. If we took this and got a reaction, I would have taken that to the 15-minute. But after we closed through the 5-minute, I was essentially bearish to this low, looking to see a resweep and then get something like this for a buy model. Additionally, we also did put in equal highs here on ES at the 15-minute high. So I was expecting that to get hit as well. And after that, we came down, tapped into this 3-minute. And at this point, I'm still bullish, but I'm kind of just being patient here. There's nothing I really liked. And then I zoomed in because I noticed that we took this low on NQ, but not ES. So I zoomed in to look for a 30-second, which we had here. and this was the trade that I took off of the inversion. This is a very discretionary play here. But I wanted to see these relative equal highs get ran because we put in relative equal highs here. The draw is obviously higher at this point after coming down and taking this low. If we're going to come up and take the relative equal highs, I expect this to be the turtle soup and for us to, displace this very fast. And so I entered here on this candle, and then I went break even as this candle was up here, because if we're getting a lot of volume in this candle, is going to be the true move. Excuse me, to the relative equal highs and equal highs. These were later equal highs, but the 15-minute as well as the 9:30 wick, as well as data highs, as well as previous day high, then this realistically should be the lowest that price will go, and we won't need to come back and revisit this. Like, this candle at this point was all the way up here without a wick. Expected us to just run through that the next candle. So I was fine with break even. Turned out being the right decision because we essentially just chopped. And then that's it. That was the only setup after the first trade that I liked. I mean, now we're simply just generating low resistance liquidity. We did take the 930 high. We also did form equal highs here, and there was like a little turtle soup model up here you could have maybe taken, but I mean, just like nothing that A plus today. I think this first setup was A plus. If you really liked it, I would rate the turtle soup 30-second A, because just really obvious strong liquidity, but it made sense that we chopped after not really respecting anything or not getting the resweep. So really happy with how I played it today. I've seen price play out so much recently, so like my discretion is very high right now. It's just unfortunate that we're not getting better price action. So yeah, still in the combines, just taking them slow. We do have more news tomorrow, and then Thursday's a bank holiday. Friday, 1 p.m. close. Tomorrow, 1 p.m. close as well. So we'll see if we can get something tomorrow or Friday. But if not, we'll just be going in fresh into December and then the new year. We'll have CPI, I think, next week. So yeah, I think we could set up for a really good week next week. But yeah, it's just slow price action here during Thanksgiving week, and I mean, it's to be expected. Bullish is still higher. Oh my God, bias is still higher, being bullish after respecting the 4-hour fair value gap. We obviously have SMT here, but I mean, the draw is just higher. So expect us to come for these highs, and then we'll see if we want to come up for all-time highs. We get a little Santa rally. Not fully convinced yet with these lows here, as well as the rest of the new week opening gap, but time will tell. So that's going to be it for today. Good habits. Took the one break even 30-second, and yeah, that's going to be it for today. So might be busy tomorrow, so we'll see if I actually end up trading or not, but if I do, regardless, be posting a video. And then Thursday, obviously won't. And then Friday, probably post a video if I'm on the charts. So that's going to be it. Hopefully you guys learned something about identifying choppy conditions here today. We're not really reacting off of anything. You just got to stay patient and wait for the bread and butter setup that you feel confident in. The best setup is the one that you feel 100% confident in. In that 30-second, I felt very confident, and I knew if I was going to get stopped out at break even, then we probably just weren't going to run that liquidity. So fine with that trade, fine with the break even, and that's all it is. So see you guys the rest of the week, and yeah, see you in the next one.